What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we are taking a look at the SNAPTAIN SP700. It is a 5G Wi-Fi FPV 2048 by 1152 pixel resolution HD camera, brushless motor, GPS RC quadcopter, ready to fly. So let's open up the box and check it out. Alright, so here is the quadcopter, and it is looking really nice with this camouflage graphic on the top. So that got me thinking, what if I lose this thing in the bushes somewhere? Am I going to have a hard time finding it because of this camouflage graphic? Well, this is a GPS quadcopter, so it has all of the return to home features. So you will probably never lose this thing in the bushes somewhere unless you got really unlucky for some reason. So we got the eyes in the front, and we got the shark-like mouth in the front with the camera sticking out. Now this is a rebranded and upgraded version to the MJX Bugs 2 SE. So this one has a 2K resolution 5G Wi-Fi FPV camera. Now the Bugs 2 SE and its counterpart, the JJRC X8 Cetus, they both have 1080p 5G Wi-Fi FPV camera. So this is an upgrade to those two quadcopters. Now everything else is identically the same. Underneath is the black belly. We got the lights and the landing pod. We got the same brushless motors, the 1806 1800 kV motor, same type of self-tightening props, and the ESCs are the 8 amp ESCs as well. So there's the battery bay in the back, and also there's the DVR, so you are able to take photos and videos and record it into a micro SD card. Class 10 or higher is recommended here. So the quadcopter is identically the same as the Bugs 2 SE, and if you are familiar with it, it functions exactly the same as well. Now there's a couple of new stuff we'll go over a little bit later, like the low voltage return to home. But here's the battery that they are providing us with, and it is identical to the Bugs 2 SE battery, which is 7.4 volt 1800 milliamp 25C. Supposed to be good for about 16 minutes of flight time, and I really like this battery because of the XT30 connector and the balance connector. So you are able to charge this thing up with your hobby grade charger. So even though it is a proprietary battery, it doesn't have those little pins. It has the hobby grade port here. So very nice battery. So let's take a look at what else we get in the box. We get a set of extra props. We get a prop removal tool and a screwdriver, and the balance charger, and the USB to micro USB cable to power up the balance charger. And also I took this out of the transmitter that was on top of here. That was just a placement grommet here, rubber piece placement for your phone clip, and it is the same old ball and socket joint phone clip. You just click it in and it'll hold my iPhone 6 Plus without any problem. So I'm just going to leave it out because I'm not going to be using my iPhone. So here's a take a look at the remote control. Basically identical to the MJX GPS quadcopter remote control. So we got the 1 key to take off, 1 key to land. We got the lock unlock button. We got the smart return to home button. We got the photo button, short press to take a photo, long press to take a video. There's a rotary dial which does not function. There's switch here, and a couple of buttons in the back that does not have any functions. There's the on and off switch, and this one is to turn the GPS on or off, and this one is to turn the headless mode on and off, LCD display screen. So both sticks at the bottom and in will arm the motors. Both sticks at the bottom and out will disarm the motors, and throttling all the way down will disarm the motors as well. Both sticks at the bottom and to the left will calibrate the gyros of the quadcopter. So here's the instruction manual, a little bit different than what we get with the Bugs product. It tells you everything you need to know, and also the QR code to download for the Wi-Fi phone app. And the Wi-Fi phone app is called the SNAPTAIN ECO, free downloadable app in the App Store. So go ahead and check it out. All right, so let's go for a little demo flight with the SNAPTAIN SP700. All right, here we go with the demo flight of the SNAPTAIN SP700. It is looking really nice with this nice camouflage graphics. Now, this quadcopter does not have a power on and off button or switch, so we're gonna have to insert the battery to power this thing up. So let's go ahead and insert the battery. The ESCs have sung their song. You can lock the battery in place with this little rotating knob there. So powering up the transmitter. All right, that means we are bound, and those two beeps also indicate that we are ready for compass calibration. But if your transmitter and your quadcopter did not bind like that, then what you need to do is when you turn on the transmitter, hold this lock button down and then power on the transmitter at the same time. That will pair the transmitter to the quadcopter. So you only need to do that once, and after that you just power on the transmitter just the way I have done here. All right, so that means we need to do a compass calibration. So let's go ahead and rotate it horizontally. You see the lights are kind of yellowish, greenish, light greenish. So rotate it horizontally until the lights turn dark green. 2 to 3 turns should do it, and there you go, dark green. I just like to do it one more time just to make sure, and rotate it with the quadcopter vertical, nose down or nose up, counterclockwise or clockwise, doesn't really matter, until the front lights turn red, and it just did right now. I'll do one more rotation just for good luck. Now the rear lights are also solid and they're dark green, and the reason why is because we have acquired all of the necessary GPS. So we got 14 GPS satellites locked in. I believe we need about 8 or more, but if you did not acquire the GPS necessary, then the rear lights will still be blinking. So you got to wait until the rear lights go solid. That will indicate that you have acquired all of the necessary GPS. So both sticks at the bottom and to the left will calibrate the gyros, and rapidly flashing lights will indicate it is calibrating, and once it is done, it'll go solid just like right now. So both sticks at the bottom and in will arm the motors, and throttling all the way down will disarm the motors, and also both sticks at the bottom and out will disarm the motors as well. All right, and also the lock and unlock button. All right, so let's go ahead and start the phone app here. I'll be using my iPad. So going to your settings, going to the Wi-Fi section of your settings, and join in with the SNAPTAIN SP700 Wi-Fi network. Wait until the check mark appears. It is an unsecured network, but that is fine. Okay, the check mark has appeared, and here's the app, SNAPTAIN ECO app, free downloadable app in the App Store. So go ahead and check it out. And here we go, SNAPTAIN SP700. Hit go, and this is identical to the MJX app. So just keep hitting next and next, and it's also telling me allow SNAPTAIN ECO to access your location. Allow while using the app. Okay. All right. So we got FPV here, and I got 50% table and 50% horizon. So let's go and check it out here. There we go. We got video. So it has a slight angle down, about 10 degrees or 15 degree camera tilt down. So you are going to shoot a little bit of ground as you are flying around. So we are disconnected again here and connected. So we're having a hard time connecting and disconnecting here. So let me just leave it, and there you go. We got FPV back. All right, so we are good to go now. So what I'm going to do is screen record. Where is my screen record? Okay, 3, 2, 1, and the screen is recording, so you guys can see what I'm doing here. So once again, there we go. All right, so let's take some photos. Hitting that camera icon, and we have taken a photo success, also with the hard remote. And there you go, we have taken some photos as well. So both hard remote and the phone app works to take photos, but I have a micro SD card inserted in here, so we are going to be recording on the micro SD card only. But if you don't have a micro SD card inserted, you will be recording it into the phone app. All right, so let's go and check it out here. Take some photos, standstill photos. Okay. All right, photo success. A little delay in letting me know that we have taken a photo here. Okay, photo success. It's a beautiful day here in paradise. Once again, blue skies, no cloud in sight. Okay. All right, the sun is intact, no solar eclipse. Yeah, just a fantastic day here. Okay, there's a little delay in the video catching up to my movements here. Okay, so we're taking some photos. So we're gonna switch over to video mode and we're gonna hit that video, and there you go, indicated by that little red dot flashing there. All right, so we are just about ready to fly. So I'm gonna leave my iPad right here and we'll come back to that. Let's go ahead and check out the core functions of this quadcopter. Now the antennas are not functioning antennas, but they do look nice when they're folded out. All right, so let's go ahead and arm the motors, hitting the lock unlock button, and 1 key to take off. There you go, just like the MJX Bugs 2 SE, which is an awesome quadcopter. So look at that, position hold, staying still here. Let me yaw, and it is just yawing in place. Moved a little bit. Okay, comes to a position hold once again. Very nice. Okay, let's get it angry. It's getting angry. There you go. Goes back to where it held its position before I pulled it. And look at that. Right there is where it was. Nice. All right. So let's go and check this thing out here. You know, this quadcopter is by far one of the best quadcopters there is. And when I first started flying, with the SEMA X5C. But man, if you are a beginner, man, it would be nice to go directly into a quadcopter like this and learn from it, because this thing is awesome. Carefree flying is what I like to call it because of the GPS functions. So there you go. We are flying with GPS position hold turned on. So when I let go of the sticks, it will come to a hover. All right. So I can turn the GPS off, but all the while the main functions of the GPS feature, like the return to home, fail-safe, and low voltage, will all still function. We just don't have the GPS position hold. So when you let go of the stick, it just travels still yet. And if there's a wind blowing, it will drift with the wind. But this is a good way to take some nice smooth videos, because when you let go of the stick, it just glides instead of stopping in its tracks. All right. So let's turn it back on here and bring it in. It is an awesome quadcopter to fly around, guys. This thing has been proven to be very reliable. So let's go ahead and hit that 1 key to land and redirect its path. Look, it came to a hover right there before it started to descend, which is a very nice feature. Okay. And the motors turn off. So let's go ahead and place it directly in the middle of the landing pad. That'll be established as a new home point. So let's go ahead and arm the motors by both sticks at the bottom and in, and manually take off. And oh yeah, brushless motor power. All right, really nice. Just an awesome quadcopter. All right, so let's go ahead and hit the return to home at about that altitude right here. All right, So here's the smart return to home. Pressing it, and it'll go up to a designated altitude. Now if you were above this altitude where it was designated, it will just fly back from the altitude that it was. I believe it is 30 meters. So it's going up to 30 meters, and then it's heading its way back. So if you are below that 30 meters in height, then it will rise up to 30 meters, just like the way it did right now. And it will hover in place above the home point and slowly start descending. There you go. Yeah, when we first started, or when I first started flying, there was a lot of brushed motor quadcopters with gears, and now some of the companies have jumped over to brushless, and I think MJX has really benefited by turning all of their quadcopters into brushless motor quadcopters. So very nice power, and it'll last a very long time without having to change our burnt out motor. So we missed the landing pad about 5 or 6 quadcopter distances away, but that is still really close. It is amazing when they land directly in the middle of the landing pad when they make their way back. So let's go ahead and arm the motors again and check out the Failsafe Return-to-Home. Holy cow. Yeah, it just jumps out. It's got lots of power. Look at that. It's just boogieing over there. Okay, so let's go ahead and simulate the Failsafe Return-to-Home. So that will be loss of connection between the remote control and the quadcopter. So I'm going to turn off the remote control to simulate that. So it should take about 6 seconds for it to realize that it is disconnected, and there you go. It is rising up in altitude to the designated 30 meters, and it will traverse back and land itself where it took off from once again. So you are good to go. But if you were far away and it is coming back and you get reconnected with the transmitter, like I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn it on, you will get reconnected with the transmitter and you are able to fly around once again. Okay, I'm not able to forward pitch because it is on a return to home function. So I'm going to hit the return to home button, and there you go. It just stopped in its tracks. So what you need to do when you regain connection with the quadcopter, when you lose connection and is heading way back on its way back, and you want to take control of it again, just hit that return to home button and check it out. You regain control of the quadcopter and you can do your flying around. Nice. Very nice feature, the GPS return to home features. You will never lose your quadcopter. So if you are a beginner and you take off, you let go of the sticks, you can turn around and drink a cup of coffee and it'll still stay right there where it was holding position. Even though the wind is blowing, it'll fight the wind by itself to stay in that spot. Alright, so I'm going to turn on the headless mode and push it forward. Okay, so that is going to be the forward. So I can spin it and it'll still go forward, and I just pull it back and I'm spinning it with a yaw spin and it is still coming back. It is a handy feature to have when you lost orientation. So as long as you are standing north, south, west, east, how it took off, you pull it back, it'll come back to the southbound heading. It'll push it, it'll go to the northbound heading. Just awesome. Look at that. Okay, which way am I facing? Because it doesn't really matter which way you are facing. You just push it out and it'll go forward. Okay, so you can also do stuff like a little panning shot too of yourself, and just keep going, which is pretty cool, and push it forward, and you can do the same thing also. Nice, huh? Alright, so that is headless mode, which is a handy little feature actually. Okay, so turning off the headless mode, and now when I push it forward, it goes forward. Alright, so let's go and check out some FPV here. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah, nice looking video here. So the camera has a slight tilt angle downwards, so when you pitch forward, you will get mostly ground and a little bit of horizon. So you will get a lot of ground shot. And when I did the Bugs 2 SE review, that's the only thing that I was complaining about. They should have made this thing with an adjustable camera, so you can tilt angle the camera to your liking. Oh yeah, this thing's got a really nice FPV, and the camera looks fantastic as well. And looks like I still got 3 bars left on the quadcopter's battery life indicator, both on the remote control and on the app itself. So that is really nice, nice and bright green on the bottom right corner of the app. Oh yeah, coming towards the sun with the glare on the desert floor. Rained recently, snowed recently, but people come in and drive their car on this nice flat area to mess it all up. Oh yeah, very nice. Oh yeah, go up in altitude. So there's going to be a low voltage phase 1 and phase 2. So initial phase, and they have changed the parameters, by the way. So the initial phase is now 30 meters in altitude and 150 meters in distance. And here we go, we are in phase 1. 3 consecutive beeps. So battery level is down to 2, and it has turned from green to orange on the phone app, and we have an audible alarm. So now there is a geofencing of 30 meters in height and 150 meters in distance. So if you were beyond those parameters, then the quadcopter will come back. And while it's coming back and you are within those geofencing parameters, you are able to retake control. But if you just let it go, it'll come back and hover right on top of the takeoff spot, the home point. And at which time you can still fly around until the critical phase of the low voltage, in which it will return to home to where it took off from if you are beyond 15 meters away from you. But if you are within 15 meters away from you, okay, I lost a little video there, but if you are within 15 meters away from you, then it will land in its spot. So okay, so I have lost control of it, and I am not able to bring it back, and we are still in phase 1. Okay, where are you? Okay, it is not responding, so I'm going to go ahead and hit that return to home. There you go. I think it's making its way back, and look at how far I was. I was way over there. Wow. The distance is closing in, and there you go. I'm going to hit that return to home button and retake control of it. All right. So okay, I see that all of the lights on the bottom are red. So let's check it out here. Yep, all of the lights on the bottom are red and the rear lights are blinking a little slow. But I think once it hits the second phase of low voltage, the critical phase, which it just did right now, and look at that. It's rising up in altitude. Nope, it is not rising up in altitude. It is just coming back. And the rear lights are blinking a lot faster. And you are still able to yaw, but you are not able to pitch and roll. Oh, you are able to pitch and roll, so you are able to direct your descent in case it starts to land somewhere else, like in your swimming pool or, God forbid, maybe into a lake or something. You can still redirect its path of the descent, even in critical phase return to home. So that is just awesome. And my phone is just going off like crazy there. So there you go, guys, my first flight test of the SNAPTAIN SP700, the upgraded version to the Bugs 2 SE. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you again next time.